Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the E3. I can't talk about the E3 enough. And today, we're going to give a full review of the tank and talk about just how good and strong this tank is on the battlefield and how capable it is, but also how it can easily be dealt with. So we're going to look at the stats and then we're going to get into the battlefield. So once upon a time, this tank was a very, very poor tank. It was really poor, and then Wargaming kind of just changed the tank completely. That made the tank really OP. And then over time, they haven't changed it sort of anymore, but people were learning how to deal with the tank. And as long as you know how to deal with the tank, then it is actually quite easy to deal with. Now, one way to handle the tank is not by not facing it, or by not letting the tank face you. It's a slow tank, and if you can get around it, then it really cannot do much at all. Now we're going to look at the stats, and then we're going to talk about how I play this tank and how you can come up against the tank. So the armor profile, 305 millimeters, very strong armor. However, there are some weak points at the bottom of the hull. A lot of tanks will have to actually switch to APCR or their premium rounds to actually penetrate it. So yeah, very strong armor. It does have a few weak points, but not many people do know the weak points and where to shoot on the tank. So your DPM 2850. Now we're not running calibrated shells because I think it has more than enough pen to deal with anything. So I think running it with the rammer just to up that DPM a little bit more is more than enough. So 285 AP pen with 375 APCR. So I think 375 is more than enough for this tank to deal with. High explosive is 90. So even though that's basic, I think that's still decent, to be fair. You've got a 680 alpha gun, which is really nice. That has been buffed in the past to give it that more alpha, and you have 580 on your APCR. HE is 1020, so of course if you can get that HE out, do so, because it will be fun. Your aim time is 4.1, dispersion at 0.344, basic average for this kind of tank, to be fair, and it has 8 degrees of gun depression, which you can use that for your full advantage. So do try to get on a ridge and use that 8 degrees. Now your top speed is 34 kilometers per hour, but of course you do have the ultra improved engine power boost. So I would definitely suggest using that, because using that changes the whole tank. Honestly, it changes the whole tank. So we're going to get into 2 games that we have. Both games are pretty solid. One with a bit more damage, but one we end up with an ace even doing less damage. Now, those of you that usually sit there and think, right, okay, it's a tank destroyer, I'm going to play it like a tank destroyer and sit at the back of the map. That is the complete wrong way to play the tank. However, if you do decide to sit at the back of the map camping, if you are spotted from that distance, it does make it quite hard for the enemy to penetrate you. If they have to try and shoot your weak points from across the map, then yeah, you know, the likelihood of them penning is very low. So if you do camp in it, I think you're playing it wrong, but it can have its advantages. So yeah, I just thought I would add that. Now, the way I play the tank is up close, up personal, in their face to scare the team, just like we are doing here. So we've got the guy to our left, he's about to die. Are we going to get the shot? Yeah, might as well get rid of him. I'm not greedy. I would rather take out a tank very early on, and then we can push forward. Now, I wish it did have that speed boost. So the speed that this tank goes with that special speed boost, I hope it, I'd like for this tank to have that kind of speed all the time, but sadly it doesn't. So the first thing I normally do when I join a game is use that speed boost to get to my position that I want to be in. a lot quicker than normal. At least then by the time you do get to a certain position, it kind of sort of almost reloaded again, so you may be able to use it again. But one thing I don't do, as I've said, I don't camp with this tank, because I just feel it is the wrong way to play the tank. Now that there, it bounced off a freaking AMX. Bounced off an AMX, and that was HE. Like, stupid. Absolutely stupid. I should have done 1,000 damage there, but yeah, I didn't. So as you can see here, we've got tanks all around. We've got the FV, we've got the Batchat, we've got the AMX. I'm still pushing. I still want to be in these guys' faces. I don't want them to be able to come to me. I want to go to them. And all while I'm pushing to them, I'm always making sure I do have some cover. So there's a nice juicy HE shot into the FV. At the minute, he doesn't want to know me, which is great for me, because it means I can get some damage out. Now, at this point, I don't just want to waste my hit points. I know there's only 3 tanks left alive, but I'm full hit points right now. That I could have probably used HE and got the kill. But yeah, I'm full hit points, but my 2 guys remaining are pretty much one-shots. The TVP is not quite a one-shot, but he's a 1 magazine at least to this Kranvagn. Now, it's just 2 tanks left alive, and again, I'm still full hit points, so I want to keep my TVP alive. So what I'm going to do is push towards this Kranvagn, but that is until there's a freaking Death Star just around the corner. So I want to get the shot off. Luckily, I did have a high roll, and even here, like, I don't care about the Death Star. I'm reloading, yes, but I'm looking at the cap points. They got 2 caps. I want to get there as soon as possible. Now, I don't care at this point if he's aiming for me. I have the hit points, and I've got better DPM, or I've got better reload than that guy. So even though he could do a big amount of alpha, and if he would hit me in the right place, he could do 1,500 damage. Luckily, I had to risk it because of time. Well, not the time, the points. I freaking bounced there, which is very unfortunate. Now, what I want to do is I want to push forward. I don't want to sit there because he would have under my hull, which means he would definitely be able to get the HE into me. But I want to push it very close to this guy, make it difficult for him. And again, it pays off. He wasn't able to penetrate me. 4,500 damage, and yeah, and at this point, there's just nothing he can do, and we do manage to take him out. So that's how I always, as best as I can, play the E3. Now we're going to have one more game, which is a little bit less damage, but overall I think it is it's still a decent game. So there was just enough for a first class. And wasn't that one? Where are we here? So the E3 on Faust. So that's how I always try and play this E3. I know it says it's a tank destroyer, but really I wanted just to show you because the armor profile. I mean, look, we have actually hid our lower plate against this wall here. So look, I mean, 1,500 block damage because they're not able to, they're just trying to penetrate me. Certain tanks, of course, will be able to penetrate me, no problem. But yeah, there's 1,800. There was the extra 350 just there. But yeah, and there's another 350. So if you hide your weak points of the tank, then it's very, very difficult for the enemy to be able to push and destroy me because the armor profile is just amazing. So at this side of the map, it's me and the 60 TP, 2 big tanks, 2 big guns, and we want to hold this area as long as possible. We are, well, we're not losing. It's 6 versus 6, but there's a couple of guys here that, I mean, the guy that just penetrated me, fair play. So at this point, I know that they know how to penetrate me. And sometimes that helps you because, well, okay, I'm not going to play so aggressive because they know how to penetrate me. So I'm just going to take it a little bit easy. And as you can see, we still managed to get some bounces. And whilst I'm on a reload, I'm just going to back up a little bit more to make my lower plate a lot more difficult to be able to see. And here's the ST again. We do, well, we don't really high roll him. This guy, he penetrated me even with a tier 9, which is a little bit annoying because I think I should have bounced that. And at this point, we've got the ST over there. I really want to kill one of these guys because I want to go for the other. And I won't be able to go for this pattern if the ST is still alive. So luckily, killing that ST has saved the day. So 2,900 block damage, 3,200 block damage. No idea why I didn't kill that guy. But as you can see, hide your weak points. You will get block damage. I mean, 3,200 block damage and 3,000 damage. So we've done our part, you know. It's a 4 versus 2 at this point. I accidentally shot there, which was really frustrating. I do it all the time. Really, really frustrating. Didn't mean to freaking shoot. And I mean, look at this, dude. I could have killed this guy right now. I could have shot him once, and I could have, and I've just shot him again, which means he would be dead. Now, we are winning on supremacy points. Now, I am reloading, so I can't really do too much against that bat chat. So I want to chase him, but then I'm thinking, right, okay, I'm not going to chase him. I'm not going to be able to do anything. I'm best to reset my camo and then try to go for the Kranwagen, because at this point, we either need to take a base or we need to kill a tank because we're losing. So we have to get a kill. And me and the 60 TP left alive, we've been on our own since the beginning. Chasing a bat chat really is not going to go down too well, trust me. And we can easily lose this game. Absolutely easily lose this game. So I do want to kill this Kranwagen at all costs, which I do, which then puts us back into the lead. So I'm just going to go round because I know that the bat chat's not around there, and if he is, the 60 TP's there. So I'm just going to try and cross over to see if I can spot him, and lo and behold, he's there. Take the shot, get the kill. So 4,600 damage, 3,200 block damage, and we do manage to get a mastery badge. But that, in hindsight, is how I play the E3, and a lot of people plays the E3. Very aggressive. Sometimes it don't work. Sometimes you can die very, very quickly, which happened on a few occasions trying to get this footage. But high risk, high reward. That is how I play the E3. Let me know how you play the E3. Are you like me, playing it aggressive, or are you one of those that sits at the back and plays it like a tank destroyer? Neither one is correct. Neither one is wrong. But I'd just like to see how you guys play the E3. So for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.